Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Alan at Golf Plus in Dothan, Alabama, and today I want to talk to you about standards in specs for golf clubs. And what I really want to talk to you about is the fact that there are none. There are no standards anymore. Each company kind of has its own set of standards, and several years back they started monkeying with their standards and changing things, and sometimes even companies will have a set of standards for their game improvement clubs that are different than their standards for their players clubs. So it's kind of a mess. We're going to talk about it today, and because it's a real common question in our shops, what is standard? Are my clubs standard? Should my clubs be standard? Because of that, we thought we would address that today. All right, so first up is a Callaway Apex 21. This is a 7-iron. Like I said, we're going to look at all 7-irons. This should be stock specs from the factory. We've got our lie angle set at 63, which is pretty standard for 7-iron. And sure enough, it's coming out at just a grunt, a hair over 37. And again, 37 is kind of the accepted standard. It's what we call the Titleist standard. Again, there are no standards, but if there was a standard, especially in our shop, we look at Titleist and say, okay, what are they doing for most of their clubs? Now I've got a P790 2021 from TaylorMade, very popular golf club, and same thing, 37. And then the last one is a brand new 923 Mizuno JPX 923 hot metal, and this one the lie angle should be a little bit flatter, so it may cause us to be a little over. We're at 37 1/8. So again, very close, but as you can see, no two clubs are dead exactly alike. All right, we're going to look at the loft and lie angle of this TaylorMade P790, and we're going to put it right here in our loft and lie machine. Of course, we use the Mitchell machine, industry standard for golf shops and sometimes on tour vans and whatnot. And let's check this guy out. And we've got a loft of 30 degrees and a lie angle of 62.5. So 30 and 62.5. Let's check out the Callaway Apex 21. Again, all 7-irons. Nothing changing there. Make sure I've got it perfectly square in my machine. People always ask us, how do you know if it's square? How do you know if you're reading it right? Well, there's a little bar there, and we use our eyes, and we see if the toe or the heel is tilted one way or the other, and we want to make sure that it's nice and square in there. This one is 31, so 1 degree weaker and a little bit flatter at 62, so just a hair flatter. And then finally the 923 hot metal. Now this one we would assume that the loft is stronger because it's a game improvement club, and so game improvement clubs versus players clubs or players distance irons will sometimes have much stronger lofts. Sometimes they'll have more upright lies to help keep people from going to the right, but since this is Mizuno, we know it's going to be a little bit flatter. So the Mizuno lie angle is 61.5 and the loft is 28, so quite a bit stronger. Okay, so we didn't solve any problems today, and again, that wasn't the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is just to show you that there are no standards. Companies are going to build whatever they want, and even from the factory, sometimes they're not going to come in dead to spec on what you see on their website, on their specification sheet. And so we have to sometimes put them in the loft and lie machine, check them before they go out the door, or if we're building a custom set, of course, we're going to check every lie and loft and make sure that they're all gapped out and spaced out correctly. But just because you think you're buying standard clubs doesn't always mean that you are. And again, it really comes back to the fact that what is standard? Whose standard are we working off of, and what do you need them to be? So when we're custom fitting clubs, we don't really care what this brand versus that brand is, or what this model is versus that model. We just spec them correctly to you and what you need. Get the lie angles right, get the loft set up correctly to get the launch angles and the descent angles and all that. Get it all spaced out correctly so you have good distances. That's what's more important than whether you're standard or not. So remember that next time you're looking at clubs. If you have any questions about standard or non-standard clubs, or why certain manufacturers build things certain ways, we'll be glad to answer those questions online or in store. Come see us at Golf Plus in Dothan or our Panama City location at the beach. And don't forget to subscribe and like the channel. Leave any comments you want, and we'll try to answer you. Thanks a lot, guys. See ya.